David, another victory for Chelsea today. 2-1 scoreline, but a performance, I feel.
Oh, it should have been like 4-0 or like 5-0, but we just can't put the ball in the back of the net half the time. And then Madueke blocked it on the line, which is, you know, it happens. It happens. The thing is, today was weird because I felt like we weren't trying, which I know sounds really bad, but like in a really intense game, if that moment had happened, you'd feel like your players would get really annoyed about it, or there'd be a little bit of like fight. It happened. They just laughed. Like I genuinely don't feel like we got out of like first gear. I just think it was just like, oh, we'll beat these lot. But that's a really good spot to be in after 11 games of having a new manager. So, you know, it's very positive, and you know, I can hate watch everyone this weekend and not have to worry. So you might see me in hours if things go the right way. So it's lovely.
I hear that. Do you know, you make a really good point there, David, because I think I said it to my point earlier about, I think Chelsea fans, same as the same fan base as me, Man United, I think we've forgotten what it's like to have a team that's becoming consistent with performances in the league. So you almost don't know how to handle games like today where you play well but don't smash all the goals in, because you're sort of, maybe there's this sort of PTSD of, oh, but if we next week we might not perform well and then we lose and we might need to, you know, you almost want that kind of, a bit like a boxing event. You want to squeeze every bit of enjoyment out of it because they sell it like a going out of business sale, as opposed to, well, I know we're going to be good next week and the week after and the week after that. And I think Chelsea are moving into that space very quickly this season, where I think you're going to win a number of games this way, where you're just comfortable. You score a goal or two, you sit in second gear, you cruise through, you drift. It might be a bit boring from a spectator's point of view, but you can just reserve that energy for another day.
Yeah, no, it's just, yeah, never got out of first gear. Didn't really have too much trouble. We just gave away a penalty at the end, which is, it is what it is. But again, they should never have been in that position, because one, indeed, he should have got a red card. I thought Samare also should have got a red card. I thought both those challenges were outrageous. He was just off his feet and it's gone flying in, like no control at all. But you know, it is what it is. The refs are gonna do what they do. So you just gotta live with it. Unfortunately,
no, I agree. I agree with that. And what did you make of Enzo Fernandez today? Because man of the match from TNT Sports, Chelsea fans really happy with him. What was your take, mate?
He kept it really simple today. He didn't try and do, you know, things that he shouldn't really be doing. I felt also he was put in the right position. I felt like we kind of changed how we played the box today. Normally it's like two people playing next to each other. Instead today we were playing a bit of a diamond. So he was kind of in that space where he's able to use his like long range passing as a benefit, but also he can create and like help us on the counter. So I felt he was just in the right positions, and then once he was in the right positions, made the right decisions himself to actually like affect the game in the right way. And then he obviously got the assist and he got the goal as well. So yeah, no, really good game from him. We just need to see more of it. It's that simple.
Yeah, I hear you there. Andrew, good to see you again, mate, after the international break. What did you make of your boys today?
Comfortable. Very comfortable. I believe that penalty was their first shot on target in the second half. it was just I was in like I was like seeing like people complaining about the pace of the game, and I was like thinking to myself, we don't need to go 100 miles per hour today. We've got a busy schedule coming up. Leicester gave us, I can't believe Leicester gave us that much space, especially in the first half. It was ridiculous. Like you say, I think we should have obviously scored more goals, but yeah, just incredibly comfortable. You know, everyone, you know, even Badashiel had a good game. You know what I mean? He was tackling everything like that. I agree with what you say. I think Sanchez, there was a bit of a hairy moment in the first half with one of his passes, but because they didn't really do anything to us, we're not going to notice his mistakes. I think his subs were a bit late again today. I thought they could have been made a bit earlier. But and João Felix, yeah, someone in the chat said, how do I feel about João Felix? I don't need to say anything about João Felix. He's just João Felix. But yeah, very comfortable performance. I mean, and we move on. Like I say, definitely. You don't, sometimes when you're watching it live, you sometimes even miss the replay. But after watching that Ndidi challenge, that should have been a red card right away. I think if we're talking in the Champions League, Terry, you see a red card for that straight away. I don't know why that wasn't a red card.
I missed that one. I must have gone for a drink or something. I only saw it at half time. And then I don't know why I missed it in the game. I might have gone for a drink or bathroom. And at half-time I saw it, and I just thought, the fuck have they not sent him off for that? I couldn't believe it. Could not believe.
They checked on VAR as well. They checked it on VAR because they stopped for the game of it, and it's mad. Yeah, but comfortable. Good on Enzo getting his goal. Fantastic determination from Jackson, and that finish was brilliant as well. He's just awesome. But yeah, good overall performance. We can now sit back, watch the rest of you guys stress out for the weekend, and then we gear up for Villa next week. So that'll be a massive game for us. So yeah, very good performance, comfortable, professional.
Absolutely. Nick, what did you make of it today?
Yeah, I think defensively we're actually quite good, which was nice to see. I actually didn't think that was a red card at the time, but I think looking back, yeah, it could cause a lot of damage. So I kind of do see why people would say that. And to be fair, it's probably changed my mind towards the end. But yeah, I think like Jackson, that goal was the touch over the defender's foot, and that finish was top quality. And it's good to see him actually put away these chances, because last year he wasn't putting these chances away. So it's good to see him continuing scoring. I think Enzo today, I think we need to see that more consistently, because that's the side of his game where we don't really see it enough. Like he has 1 in 5 games where he has these performances. I still think Lavia should be starting over him, but I mean, when he's performing like that, he's making a case for the team. So yeah, it was a good win. It was needed. As I said, I think it was comfortable. I was a bit nervous as the second half was going on, because you never know. But realistically, they didn't really cause too much today. So yeah, I think it's a good result.
Yeah, it certainly is. And look, and if Enzo can start being more consistent, the options it gives you are amazing. To be able to, if Enzo can become more consistent with Lavia, and I mean, Caicedo's I think he's the mainstay. He's going to play all the games. It gives you such great energy, options, creativity, and depth as well. So it's not a bad problem to have, I think. Ches, how about yourself, mate? Not a massive amount of wins between the last 2 international breaks, a bit like Man United and Arsenal in that space. But as Don said yesterday on Straight Facts, a number of favourable fixtures coming up. So important that you got off to a winning start and doing it so comfortably as well.
Yeah, very comfortable performance from the team. I was looking forward to see how we play after international break, because our record after international isn't great. So I was kind of intrigued to see how we play. A few shouts before the game about players being injured and stuff like that and being fatigued. So I was very surprised how comfortable he was. And Leicester's setup obviously benefited us, but it benefits Enzo the most, because I want to speak about him in particular, because when he has space and time, this is where like he's best against a smaller team sort of thing, where he has a lot of space and time to pick his head up and be kind of dogged in that midfield, make those passes, make runs to the box, and we just got the goal and assist today, which was really good. So I was happy for him to thrive. And then I was really surprised, because even Badashile was performing well. I know you guys are touching it as well, but even he performed well. It was just surprising, because like I know their wingers aren't the best, and this is Leicester, so I'm not going to go overboard. But even he was very competent on the ball, very assured, very, very confident in general in the match. And it kind of went throughout the whole team. Caicedo was Caicedo as always. Every single time I see him play, he's improving, even by 1%. He's very, very good in that midfield, putting up fires every single part of the game from minute 0 to 90. Felix he's not a prolific like GA merchant. He's not going to give you GA, but what he does is very technically sound. So what he does is he'll draw fouls, he gets players in space, and those elements of the game is what you need in your team, right? Someone who's a bit calm on the ball, very good on the ball, and like Sancho kind of brings as well. I thought Noni has a typical Noni performance where he's in that the game where he gets chances, doesn't put it away, and you're kind of like shaking how he made the wrong decision or the wrong shot, the wrong pass. And we're kind of used to it by now. But I think if he doesn't improve, he needs to be replaced massively. I don't know why Maresca keeps sticking with him, to be honest with you. That's what I would say on Noni. I don't think he's a bad player, but he needs to refine his output. Because if you're not bringing output as a winger, then what are you really? Chaos can be bought for 20 million, not for a player we're expecting in Chelsea Football Club. So for me, yeah. People saying he's really bad. I think that's low IQ analysis. I don't think he's really bad. You're not really bad if you get chances in a football game, like elite level, are you? But what I would say is his output needs to improve, because you've got wingers like Sancho, Mudryk, who's getting better form, Felix, you've seen play out there today, Neto when he comes back, Palmer can go out there, who can all produce the same element of chaos with output. And I thought Jackson today, like my guy said next to me, the thing about Jackson, Terry, is we don't need you to be an all-round striker.
All we need is what we have today against West Ham, where you get a chance, you score it. And that's what I like about my striker. Drogba was that kind of, he's like physical, and people want Jackson to emulate that. I don't really care if you're that physical or not, as long as you're getting me goals. Against West Ham today, again, another game with Newcastle, just finish off your chances, and that's what we need you to do. And that's why I'm very happy to see him do it this season, because last season he wasn't doing that. And that could be the difference today between a draw against Leicester away and winning the game. Even though we dominated the game, it's the finishing that let us down last season. So for me, overall competent performance, we've got a run coming up. And if we do well in this run, we will inevitably be in a very high position in the league where people will start conversating certain things about us in the league. But I need to see us actually go on a run first before I say anything too much. But happy with the win.
Look, 6 points off the top as of right now. I know that there's a game in hand for Liverpool, but they lose tomorrow, which isn't beyond. They're away at Southampton, but they've already lost to Forest this year. Suddenly you're 6 points off top, and then you're going into a run like you're there or thereabouts. Is a great place to be. This year says Terry. Notice how Gal ain't coming for Chelsea reactions. Yeah, he doesn't do them anymore. It's only when they were losing. Absolutely. I think this from Baz, one of our members. He said, "I think Chelsea are going to be scary once they've got more experience." Yeah, I mean, it depends how you view it. I'm worried about how good Chelsea are right now. You know what I mean? For Man United's hopeful growth, I wish that Chelsea hadn't got better. Do you know what I'm saying? This comment's freaked me out a little bit. It says, Terry, do you have George Groves on? I was talking about Nick. But the reason this freaked me out is I spent an hour this morning randomly watching George Groves boxing highlights. It freaked me out when I saw this comment. I was like, someone's been in my house. Like, someone's been watching me. Jackson, barring Haaland, is the best in the league. He's becoming so complete. And if they got that red, we would have scored 4 or 5. Would you guys agree with SK here that Nico Jackson is the second best striker in the league?
Yeah. I'll probably say yes.
Can't think of anyone.
I don't really think there's an argument against it, to be fair. Forget
it's like what we're saying. We're saying Isak is up there.
Isak hasn't even got the amount of goals he's got, though.
No, I know, but like
Isak's been injured. That's been his main. I think he's saying based off like this season, not like generally.
If it's off this season, I don't think it's outrageous. No, I don't think it's outrageous.
No, I don't think Isak's a better striker than him in general, but I think this season he's improved his game a lot.
He's in the conversation.
It's also funny you say that, right? Because Isak does the same thing Jackson does, where throughout a game he won't have impact, but he'll score a goal, like he did against us. He didn't do much against Chelsea, but he scored his goal, right? They're very similar. Like Jackson is like a very similar players, like very, very similar players. It's just
would you say, but
longer.
Availability is better. Would you say he's a better than Jota?
Yeah,
I've said he's better than Jota.
He's more available. Yeah, 100%.
Availability wise, 100%. Yeah. And
if he keeps his goal scoring form rate like he's doing now, which is what I think is like 1 in 3. I think he is at the moment. I think something like that. He's on 7 goals and he's like just under 1, under 3. What it is? Yeah.
Do you think better than Kai Havertz?
It's funny now because they're literally in the same spot that we were when it's like he's all right, but like I need another person to make up for.
Yeah, no, I get you.
He's not what.
If Jackson gets more than 20 goals, he's clear of all 3 of them. Like clear.
This here says, you know why they won't ref the mics up so they can rig games on live TV. They think we're mugs as football fans. Sole purpose why they won't have it. I mean, I listened to a rugby mic up the other day, and I didn't agree with the referee's decision in the rugby match. But you listen to the rash. Oh, Arsenal should have scored. Oh my God, scrappy. I didn't agree with his decision, but I understood his rationale. So therefore, I was like, I can accept it. Yeah, they never do it in football. Good win, comfortable in most areas, but sloppy in others. 3 points is all that matters. And now go beat a good challenge against. Go make a good challenge against Villa, please. Is what Nathaniel says. Enzo giving the cool me celebration to Real Madrid.
I thought he was just planning his night out in Leicester. That's all I thought he was doing.
He's very good today. He needs a night out after that performance. I think refs need to protect top players more. Also, Chelsea fans like myself need to remember our team is so young. Also, a good point. Also a very, very, very good point there, my friend. It really, really is. Gents, look, I want to thank you all for coming on and having your say on the show. I'm going to go watch the Arsenal Forest game. And David, as you say, you might be back later. If Forest are in here, Forest are in. Oh, he missed it. Oh, he was close.
You guys watching it at the same time? I need to watch the game.
Well, listen, viewers, if you